So next up is the third place Houston Texans with the edge rushers, safeties, and tackles. They need it all. They
I just couldn't fit it all in there.
I was honestly considering just changing this to everything, but I didn't. They have the third pick, the 13th pick, the 37th pick. They got quite the haul for Deshaun Watson. Those picks, they're ready to rebuild. They are ready to rebuild. AJ, we will start with you, sir. Well, actually, yeah, I want to start. Your pick is very interesting. Very interesting to me. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't think it's that interesting in the way of like, it makes sense when you think about who the Houston Texans now have as their head coach, being Mr. Lovie Smith. And one of the things he talks about when speaking on his philosophy and how he plans on bringing the Houston Texans back to prominence is a great balanced offense, and starting that balanced offense by running the ball. So what better way to do that than getting a stud like Mr. Breece Beast Hall? The junior out of Iowa State, this guy was fantastic. Ran a 4.340 dash at the combine. Comes from great NFL stock. His cousin's Roger Craig from the San Francisco 49ers back in the 80s teams, winning those championships and whatnot. This guy's he's got really good vision, and I love his creativity. He gets out of some of the tight spots by finding a different route to go that most running backs wouldn't see or would just accept the contact. He's a juke-style guy. I call him a spin cycle, a washing machine, likes to turn it around. Quick with the cuts. His cuts are in rhythm, so he doesn't lose speed. He's an end zone monger, set an FBS record for 24 straight games with a rushing touchdown. Decent enough in the pass game. 36 catches last year, 302 yards and 3 scores. And I'm sure he can improve on that. So, we can talk about the David Johnsons. We can talk about them just getting Marlon Mack. But we don't know what Marlon Mack is. We haven't seen him in 2-3 years at this point, in my opinion. If I can remember correctly, I can't because it's been that long. So go ahead and get yourself a stud coming out of college. He's ready to go. You might be a little concerned. He did have 800 carries over his 3 years, or 800 touches over his 3 years at Iowa State. But he looks like the type of back that can carry the volume. Breece Hall is going to be really good in this NFL for a solid amount of years. So why don't you get the first half of him and see what happens after that?
I like Breece Hall. I do a lot. The reason why I said it was a more interesting pick is, well, they did go out, and obviously Marlon Mack is not your solution to any type of problem, and neither is Rex Burkhead unless you're playing him in that 1 week fantasy matchup where he ends up popping off for 34 points and screws over everybody. But the reason why I brought up that it was interesting was it was a running back and it's a high pick. Obviously, with the fact that they have a lot of picks, it makes it a little bit more easier to do. But we always look at and I'm not saying, I am not disagreeing with the pick. I like the pick. Right. But to the outside world, you see running back, you see high second round pick, you see a team with a lot of holes. You went running back. That's where I'm getting at here with the fact that it was interesting. Aaron, what were your thoughts on it? Because you are Mr. Running Back dying.
I love the pick. This is the only running back that's worth, to me, even close to this high of a pick. I actually don't have a running back, I believe, going until late in the second round after that. Maybe one other guy, and it might be more of a, hey, this fits. We have a luxury. I think Houston needs weapons. You got to be able to sell something. And I get they need so many different pieces. But if you're Houston, you have to be able to sell something. If they can hit an edge rusher, an offensive lineman, whatever, at the very top end of this draft, and then go out and get a weapon like Breece Hall, who is electric. He's hands down the clear-cut #1 running back in this draft class. And to AJ's point about catching balls out of the backfield, he just didn't get a whole lot of opportunity. He can do it. He just didn't get as much work as, some of the other guys we've seen. Pass protection can be an issue, but for most young running backs, that's always the case, right? Again, I'm sorry, I'm not blown away by Marlon Mack, Rex Burkhead, Dario Gumbawale, Jordan Phillips, whatever.
If you
these guys are not going to be on the roster. Yeah, Scotty Phillips, Royce Freeman,
do not.
These guys are not starting running backs in the NFL. Breece Hall will come in right away and take that job. Marlon Mack can be a nice spell guy. Put Dario Gumbawale or whoever, Rex Burkhead as a third down back to start. This is a guy that's going to be a difference maker for a team that needs some electric playmaking alongside Brandon Cook. So I'm perfectly fine with it. I'm perfectly fine with the round he's being taken in, because I do think somebody here is either going to come up and get him, or draft him, even if they don't necessarily need a running back. He's the type of guy you can have for 4 years, run him into the ground, and then let him go.
I know.
That's the running back position. So
it is. It's just so hurtful. It's just so hurtful.
I want to bring this question up here, and AJ, it's directed to you. But the reason why I'm bringing it up, and the reason why I want to go really quick on it, is because I remember during college football season, Aaron, you were high on Kenneth Walker, and I don't remember your exact words, but you said he was arguably the best running back in college football and could go be the #1 back in this draft. Where are you at with him? And obviously you said Breece Hall is your first running back off the board. So go ahead.
He's my second guy. He's just not as electric. He's probably, again, pure running back. Like if you're just say, hey, here, be a pure running back, Kenneth Walker is going to be really, really good. And I'm not going away from that. There's something special about Breece Hall. He's electric. And I don't want to use the same comparison, but when Ezekiel Elliott came out and you watch Zeke run first, he was never really electric. He's the guy you give the ball to and he finds a way to grind it out. That's Kenneth Walker style to me. When Saquon Barkley came out, they were like, this guy is different. That's what I would equate that comparison to. I'm not comparing those two guys to those two players, but that's the difference in the players is the electricity that Breece Hall has, Kenneth Walker doesn't quite have. But I do think Kenneth Walker is a really good running back. And I do have him, I believe, going in the second round. I want to say I have him going in the second round in my mock draft, but it's later.
Fair enough.
So I had Kenneth Walker falling to the Falcons at 43.
That actually might be where I have him.
That's why I started laughing when he asked it to me, because I was like, not Kenneth Walker, because I was thinking he'd go to my Falcons.
I'm trying to see. I have my mock up, and I was trying to see if I had that.
Mike Davis.
So
I do have him going to Atlanta.
Nice,
yeah.
Nice.
But it's the later pick in the second round. I have Kenneth Walker going to Atlanta.
You don't think? And again, we can be super. You don't think there would be? Well, no, because there's not enough running backs to go. Oh no, running backs are going. I should grab another. So never mind.
Yeah. I don't feel like anybody's going to be in a real jump to get one. For most teams, have theirs pretty set. So I think they'll continue to fall.
True.
Let me go into the next pick, the pick before for the Houston Texans. They have that 13th pick in this draft. I see that I want to go here because I know I had this player in my mock higher, but the more I think about his injury, the more I think he's going to fall. And if I'm the Houston Texans, I'm going all out to give Davis Mills another target, another weapon, and go Jamison Williams, wide receiver from Alabama. I finally get to talk about him as a guy someone should go after. What more can we already say about Jamison Williams and the speed and the playmaking and the craziness that he brings to a team? I'm going next to that. I'm going to add on to this, okay? And what he could bring to a Houston Texans team that you said you wanted to go in and build around Davis Mills. Obviously, it could be a 1-year build around Davis Mills and give him a shot and then move on. Or it's Davis Mills is that dude. But guess what? If Davis Mills isn't that guy, you just got Bryce Young's favorite weapon from Alabama in Jamison Williams, and you can move on and hopefully draft a Bryce Young next year. But let's talk about the now and what Jamison Williams does to this team. He will take the top off of the defense. He makes safeties have to drop down and really worry about that playmaking ability that he has, which opens up space for Brandon Cooks, which opens up space for a Breece Hall when he comes to Houston. We're building a perfect team here in Houston right now. Breece Hall, Jamison Williams, Texans fans, you should love us right now, okay? We've just built a star-studded offense. Honestly, the second best offense in the AFC South if you build it like that behind the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, this is really
can Jamison Williams please get on the phone and call your agent and fire him and let Vinny be the new Jamison Williams agent. This guy loves some Jamison Williams, and I'm not knocking it. But I'm not knocking it. But you're talking about stretching the field and doing all you just sold me, and I wouldn't even pick him here.
And I didn't even bring up the fact that he's a great special teamer. And I didn't want to go down that route because you really don't want him to be a gunner on a special team because he's not in that spot. He was solid at that in college too. Yeah. So either way, Jamison Williams is going to be that all-around guy that you can play everywhere and let your offense develop.
I think Brandon Cooks is a guy that can already stretch the field, by the way. He is the number one receiver there. Yes, I do think Houston can add a wide receiver. I don't like Houston adding a wide receiver in the first round, though. I think this is where, with as much defensive talent that's out there in the first round, I think they have to bolster that. Lovie Smith, that's where he makes his imprint, right? You go say, we're going to go defense early in the draft. We're going to build that up. And then we're going to go ahead and take our playmakers later rounds, maybe find some guys, some gadget guys that you talked about that you might be able to just get the ball in their hands in space and let them make plays. I do like Jamison Williams. And I do like in the middle of that first round, those teens, I do think that's where he's going to go. You'll have to wait to see where I have him going. But I am just going to flow right into my pick. I know we're running short on time. For me, this was easy. And the more I've been looking at the top part of the draft, everybody talked about Kyle Hamilton going as a safety to Houston. Nah, man. If Davis Mills wants to be the guy, if you want Davis Mills to be the guy, then you protect him on both ends. Blind side, you have Laramie Tunsil, and now you go get the best offensive lineman in the draft, and that's same B-roll we've used before. This dude is a straight beast. We've talked about it a number of times. His animal-like instincts and the way he puts people down is like nobody else in this draft. He is going to be a cornerstone. You put him on the right side. You leave Laramie Tunsil, the veteran, on the left side. Now you have your bookend tackles, and you say, Davis Mills, we gave you the protection. We have Brandon Cooks. We just paid him a #1 receiver. We're going to go out and get you a Breece Hall. We're going to go get you another wide receiver late in the draft and let Lovie Smith build that defense into his kind of personality. And then I think you can start to build something there. And if it doesn't work out with Davis Mills, then what do you do when you go to get your franchise quarterback next year? You say, we already have the 2 tackles for him. We don't have to worry about that. We can go surround him with some talent. I like the #3 pick being Ike Mekwonu. If they go Evan Neal, I'm not, you know what I mean? Same kind of similar talk, right? One of the better offensive linemen in the draft, but you go out and you protect the guy that you're saying is the guy that you're rolling with this year.
Even though you just talked about Lovie Smith's defense, you still
because I can't pick. I didn't want to tell you who I wanted to take at 13, but at 13, I have the plugger in the middle. I have Jordan Davis.
Oh, okay.
Jordan Davis to Houston, the plugger in the middle.
Yeah.
That's
I see why, but I see it on that picture of, okay, Davis. If you're saying Davis Mills is going to be the guy, you give him every opportunity to be the guy, and you get and I love the pick of Icky going there at 3, and then you continue, and even AJ's pick with running back, you are continuing to try and give Davis Mills every opportunity to be successful in this league.
True story.
Yeah. I like that pick a lot. I've seen a couple different flip-flops, whether it be offense at 3 and then defense at 13 or vice versa. But the Texans, it's better to go from last year picking first in the 4th round and now finally getting some picks and being able to do some things for your team. So
for sure,
I'll do a good start.
The last time the Houston Texans owned the 3rd overall pick, they drafted a guy by the name of Andre Johnson. So yeah, that's some good times for the Houston Texans.